A new building, a new leader, a new space, a new day. Here we are, y'all. The legacy of 651 Arts continues. And this time, we ask this new leader how she came into the position.
I got a phone call. I was in Vieques with my daughter. She was on spring break and I was not thinking about 651 Arts. Ironically, Shay Wafer is a mentor of mine. I'm a Shay baby. And 651 Arts was the first place that the organization that I ran for 10 years, Vibe Theater Experience, we had our first office because she offered us our first office space ever. And I got to know Shay, and she became someone who's really important to my career path. So it was ironic that I got this phone call about leading 651 Arts, and it felt like a full circle moment. My apartment was literally a 5-minute walk from the office. And the organization was at a time and in a space where it was exciting to me to think about leadership. I'm a theater kid. I grew up in the theater in Houston. All of my educational experiences have been really about preparing me for this moment. So I felt total alignment and excitement, but as we talked about before, petrified. Huge shoes to fill. Also kind of inspired by the fact that these women who have led this organization were also my mentors. Were also the women who I would call upon anyway if I weren't leading 651 Arts for advice. So again, it felt like the universe was telling me that I had landed in the right place.
All right, Toya. The torch is in your hands now. So, what's your plan for this new year?
So historically, 651 has been deeply invested in movement spaces. So for us, it's exciting to do a little bit of Sankofa, that is 2 steps back to leap forward. So for example, we're producing Adissa Weeks' 3 Rights as a way to remind people of our deep investment in arts ecosystems. Adissa Weeks is an icon, not just in Brooklyn, but in New York City, an educator, an artist, a community builder. So it represents an example of the type of art that 651 has made. We're commissioning 2 pieces this season that really represent the type of art that we want to invest in. Both of them deeply rooted in movement spaces and music spaces. So one of them is a hip hop theater piece and the other one is a movement piece, Andre Zachary and Malik Work. Really wanting to underscore and support the idea that we've been here, that art in Brooklyn has been here, that these artists have been here. They've been underinvested and undersupported, just like us as an institution. So the relationship between our investment in artists who feel unseen, not heard, unlistened to, and our positioning as an institution, having experienced that on a larger scale with being underfunded and undersupported for 35 years, creates an opportunity for us to support each other. The number one piece of feedback that we got from artists is space. They need space to gather, convene, incubate, rehearse, perform, and that is something that during the pandemic was lost. Many rehearsal studios closed. We can name them. The wealth of rehearsal studios just in Brooklyn alone reduced to maybe 1. Now there's virtually no space that doesn't come without membership or at great cost to artists, particularly Black artists. So we're duty bound, not just connected to our mission, vision, and value, but to serve a need and its space.
Ah, yes. Sankofa. We all know what that means. But how exactly will you use the past to build the future?
So we've done a lot of talking in the past year or so about the importance of archive and archiving, and archive as a response to erasure. I shared earlier that I learned the organization basically through archive, through other people's stories, through looking through materials, actually visiting our archives with Mickey Shepard, as you know. And we're really dedicated and interested in this idea of being a living archive for our community. We're 35 years old. We have the receipts. We know that we were here. We know that there's arts ecosystems right here in Fort Greene that were bypassed and ignored to build the institutions that we have come to know and maybe love now. And so it's again a part of our duty to see archive and to be excited by archive as a response, not just to erasure, but as a way to incubate and to fuel these arts ecosystems.
Sounds like the legacy of 651 Arts is in good hands. Not bad at all. Speaking of legacy, what do you want your legacy to be?
I want to create more opportunities for other Black women, folk coming up in the arts who may feel that there isn't a space for them. I grew up in Black theater, and at times I felt like it was not the space for me. It wasn't a space for an awkward Black girl. Shout out Issa Rae. And I was hungry for other articulations and iterations of what it is that we mean by Black theater. So I am excited to create portals for other Black girls who may want to do this work but don't know how they will have an entry point. Entry points are crucial. Relationships are everything. So a part of my work is to constantly create entry points and to constantly be in relationship with Black women and girls who are deserving of similar opportunities. I would love for my legacy to include people feeling a sense of permanence about this institution, people feeling a sense of residence, that there are layers and levels to the relationships that have been built, that there have been portals open for a variety of different folk to come here, work, thrive, feel seen and heard, and that the legacy with regards to the leadership, as I said, big shoes to fill, Mickey Shepard, Maureen Knighton, Shea Wafer, and the list goes on, that those women feel that I have done their hard work justice. That's an important, that would be a really great thing to leave and know, that their hard work went to further the mission of 651, and that the institution is even more of a permanent place for artists to grow and thrive than it was when they worked here.